Stats Week. 600,000 10, 11-year-olds are sat in classrooms or halls up and down the country having to write out exams in the morning. They're tested on maths, on English. The English they're being tested on is not writing stories, it's reading comprehension, and something called the SPAG test, which is just grammar. So they've got 3 maths papers and 2 English papers. But who are they for? Because they're not actually serving the children. They're not helping them in any way, shape or form. You see, the children sitting the exams, most of them are stressed out because their teachers are stressed. So they're putting the stress on the children. It's going to happen. The parents are stressed because the parents think it's really important that they take these tests and it's the pinnacle of their career at school, at primary school. To a certain extent, I would disagree with that. Quite a big extent. You see, the SATs are just helping the schools. They're helping the government to decide which school is good, and which school is bad based on the year 6 group and how well they do. The rather ironic thing is, though, that these 11-year-olds who are in the news this week, being stressed, crying, all these types of things just because of these tests, the tests don't affect them in any way, shape or form. Their results might be passed on to the secondary schools that they go to in this September, but most of the secondary schools do their own testing of the children when they get there because they don't really trust the primary schools. Also, it's, as I said, just for the government. These tests are not going to go with, the results of these tests are not going to go with the children in their lives. And all the tests are measuring are how well a child can pass the SATs test. They're not measuring anything else, which seems a bit crazy because when you think about the world, it's more about, if you want to be successful later on in life, it's more about having a growth mindset. It's about being able to move forward, being able to adapt, being able to question things. And the CEOs of massive companies are looking for candidates that can bring these things to their table, that can make their companies grow. And the way that they make their companies grow is not by having somebody with a PhD in this and PhD in that. It's by selecting candidates who can think outside the box. That is something that most degrees cannot teach you, that most GCSEs cannot teach you, and definitely that SATs cannot teach you. So why aren't we teaching our children these types of skills? The skills that they will need later on in life. Why don't we start them off sooner? Why do primary schools have to have maths and English for an hour in the morning every morning? Why isn't the curriculum based around project-based learning, where children can communicate, can explore with different ideas and be children and have the time to breathe and grow, not only academically, but emotionally? Most people forget that, and primary schools very rarely help children with their emotional difficulties. So I ask again, who are these SATs for? Because I don't think they're supporting or helping children and families. 600,000 children. That's a lot of children that are unhappy this week and that have been unhappy for the last 6 months because they've been doing exam paper after exam paper, been told that this week is so important. When really, the last 6 months, they should have been learning new skills, working with their hands, learning to cook, learning what money is and how to deal with it, learning to work together in groups. I'm sure some primary schools do these types of things, but they're definitely in a minority, and it definitely needs to change.